Time. All right. Hello, everybody. We are live. I'm so excited to be here with you. My name is Bridget Pemberthy, Senior Sales Director, and I have Bree Stillings with me. She is a friend of mine in the social media world. We've actually never met in person, but that's what social media is, right? We connect with people online and build great friendships. And so I asked her to help me do this along with my offspring, Monique Brown, who will be joining us in just a little bit. And we're going to share with you all of our best social media tips. So are you ready? Are you ready for that? All right. So the first thing we want to know is, what do you want to know about social media? All right. We want to engage you in this, and we want you to tell us, what are you struggling with? What do you want to learn more about? Because we're going to get to some of your questions. I mean, I feel like that was one of the reasons why I became successful in my business. It's because I was not afraid to ask questions and to go after the information that I knew I needed. And trust me, you need this information. Social media is where it's at. This is where everyone is looking. That's where eyeballs are every day on their phones. And so you need to know how to master this if you're going to move ahead in your business too. So let me just give you a little bit of information about how this is going to roll. Hey, Rachel. Hi, Beverly. You are ready. Awesome. And so what we're going to do today is we are going to break down our content in just a couple different sections. First, we're going to introduce ourselves and tell you about why we felt like we wanted to learn more about social media and kind of just help you get to know us a bit more. Next, I'm going to talk about Facebook and just tackle all of the Facebook things that I want you to share, want you to learn about. And then Bree is going to get into Reels, which is a new thing on Instagram that she has totally conquered. That's why I asked for her to do this with us. And then Monique Brown is going to pop in, and she's going to dive more into Instagram. So if you are someone who really does more with Facebook and you are more about Facebook, then just stay for part one. We don't want you to feel totally overwhelmed by learning so much of the new information about Instagram if that's not your place, all right? If that's not your happy place, if you're not really into the Instagram scene, don't even feel obligated to stay for part two if it's not for you. Because I know a lot of you are really just trying to master your Facebook right now, and that's okay. You don't have to be the master of everything. Sometimes you just want to master one thing and then get really good at that before you add in something else. So I really just want to give you permission to be able to grab what you need tonight and then take it and run with it. Don't feel overwhelmed by all of the great things that we're going to share with you. So let's get into it. The reason why I wanted to do this today is because I felt like I was confused by social media. I didn't know, what I was supposed to be doing. And when the pandemic hit, I was like, okay, I've got to figure this out. And so I took some classes on social media. I listened to people that had figured it out better than me. I learned from them. And then I just said, okay, we're going to implement some of these because we're all kind of on lockdown. So what better time to figure this out? And that's where I met Bree, was in a class. And I do want to say that as sort of a disclaimer in the beginning. There's a lot of stuff out there telling you online, take this free class, buy this special program, spend thousands of dollars on this. Trust me, as consultants, you don't need any of it because we have done it. We have learned from it, and we're passing the information on to you. That's why we are your leaders, okay? So we do not want you to go out and spend a lot of money on courses and time investigating, because we've kind of done that. We've done it for you, and now that's why we're passing this information on. There is no magic potion out there that you are going to find by signing up and joining somebody's free class or paying money for someone's free class. We know what we need to teach you, and we're passing it on for free. That's what we love about Mary Kay Trainings. It's all free. So please trust your director in that we have the information that you need. So let's see. Somebody says they want it all. Mary is here and Angie is here. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here. And if you're watching later on the replay, you can just say replay just so we know that you're here. It's always good for us to look in our groups and see who was watching this training. And it's going to be on YouTube too. So we'll be able to share this link with our future team members and other people that want to know more about social media. So Bree, why don't you tell them about you and why you are excited about learning all of this?
Yay. Okay. Well, Thank you so much for inviting me to partner up with you. It's always fun to do things with friends. So I am a newer director. I debuted in May. And this time last year, when we were going through the pandemic, I really wanted to embrace the online world. Okay. So I am a full-time high school teacher as well. And I have been taking these online courses, these social media courses, everything for so long because I felt like to get to that next level and to be able to consistently see 30 faces every month and hold a lot of parties. I also have 3 small kids. It was really clamping down on my time. And I knew if I could figure out how to make some of my marketing, not all of it, but if I could have one avenue of marketing and lead generation and selling that was online and that was working while I was at work in the classroom, then that was one avenue of lead generation at all times. And then I still have my lead boxes. I still have my parties, but I felt like just adding a little social media part to it gave me that edge, because as a full-time employee with 3 kids, I just wasn't able to pick up the momentum that I needed to go into DIQ and to finish directorship to DIQ and become a director. And I really think that social media piece helped me. And if I can teach all of my team members how to do this, because all of my team members, for the most part, do have full-time jobs. And I think this is a great way that if you create certain things, then it can lead generate for you while you're working that other job. And then you just gotta kind of maintain it, stay consistent about it, and learn the follow-up. And the follow-up, we always say the magic is in the follow-up, but that's kind of that extra piece that I wanted from social media because I needed the intensity for DIQ, but I didn't have the time to be intense. And so it really is a perfect marriage between seeing that 20 to 30 faces a month and having that social media going strong. Ladies, you can conquer anything. You can hit quarter sales twice. I did the first time as a consultant, second time as a director. You can reach that next level. You can level up. You can find those leads online. You can maintain connection with your customers. It is a great tool. Okay.
Awesome. All right. That was great. And Bree's down in North Carolina. What town are you in?
Kannapolis. It's north of Charlotte. So we're kind of in the Charlotte area.
Okay.
Hence the deeper Southern accent.
I love it. Because I know people are, I always love to guess where people are from. So I'm sure people are out there we should have had people guess. Darn it. See, that's what we're trying to get better at in social media is make it like an interactive experience, right? So,
right.
Shoot, see, that would have been a good time for me to say, where do you think she's from? Okay. So who else is from North Carolina? Anybody? You can comment that where you're from. Go ahead and tell us where you're tuning in from. That's always a fun question. All right. So let's get going with some training. I am going to begin talking about Facebook and what we said in the beginning too, that you can put in the comments what you want to learn about social media. So during our presentations, if you have any questions specific to our topic, just go ahead and put it in the comments. We want to see what your comments are. Somebody's from North Carolina, and we got people from PA and VA. All right, we got you from all over. Well, thank you all for being here. All right, so let's start talking about Facebook. First of all, why be social? I wanted to share some Facebook stats with you. I mean, I don't really have to tell you the numbers for you to know that there's a lot of people on Facebook, right? Well, guess how many are on Facebook? Put it in the chat if you want to take a guess. How many users does Facebook have? I'm sure they grow daily, but the last statistic that I found, let's see if anybody is getting to give a guess. It's actually 2.9 billion users. 2.9 billion are on Facebook. That's a 7% increase over last year. And 65% of these users log in every day. That's a pretty good percentage. Like if you think about other things that have members, do you think over half of the people are going there every day? Does a gym have members that half of their members come every day? I don't think so. That's a pretty good percentage of people showing up. And by the way, just another little fact that the highest traffic time in Facebook is Wednesdays from 9 to 1. That's what it says. Okay. But I do have read many times that midday time during the week is the highest traffic time, especially near the middle Wednesday, Thursday timeframe. All right. But anyway, people are watching, right? So that's why we need to do this. We need to get socially savvy. Social media is meant to be social. So I want you to remember that when you're approaching what you're doing with your Facebook or your Instagram, it's not about, okay, I'm turning on my business presentation. All right. It's not supposed to be you doing a sales pitch. It's supposed to be you having fun, entertaining, adding value, serving people, and just being social. It's the way that people are connecting now. So I want you to think in your Facebook more about who do you want to help? Who do you want to serve? Not who are you selling to? Even Mary Kay Ash always said, you're not supposed to come at things with dollar signs in your eyes, right? You would really do so much better in your social media game if you were really just focused on who can I build trust with? Who can I get to like me? Who can I get to feel connected? Like she and I, we have the same just life going on. All right. We're on the same page. That's what the goal is. Because when people like you and know you and trust you, they want to buy from you. Right? Women don't want to buy from people that are just pushing, product, buy. And really, that's not what Mary Kay wants us to do in our open Facebook pages anyway. If we're in a public place, we're not really supposed to be in the selling mode. So it's more about serving and helping. So how can you do that? What you're going to do is focus on building a recognizable brand that people feel connected to. All right. So think about, who are you? And what makes me different? What makes me stand out from other people? What makes me unique? You don't want to blend in, okay? Because your brand is actually not Mary Kay. Surprise, surprise. I remember when I first learned about branding and I was trying to understand what this all meant. This was in the beginning of COVID. It was like, Mary Kay is just like this big company and we have great products. But what people want to do is they want to buy from you. Someone that they connect to, someone that they feel like gets them, okay? And so what you're doing with your social media is building that recognizable brand. You're not just pushing the Mary Kay brand. You're pushing you, the brand of you. It's kind of like, think of it as your reputation or what people think of when they think of you. So if you're thinking about what is my brand, think about making a list of traits that make you you. And if you're stuck, look at your camera roll and figure out, what are the things that I do in my life? What do I take pictures of? Because those are going to pretty much give you those 5 pillars of content creation, also known as things to post about. So be intentional about sharing your brand and developing and crafting this brand of who you are. And it should be consistent. All right. If you are a mom of little ones, if you are a mom of teenagers, if you are a grandmom, if you are a career woman with a busy other job, if you love to travel, if you're a dog or cat mom, if you are really into fitness or wellness, or you do hair, if you are really big into theater, or you bike everywhere you go, like whatever your thing is, you want to be sharing that too. And here's why, because you might think, well, don't I just want to post about Mary Kay all the time? No, people are going to be interested in all these other things that you do, like the recipes that you share or the funny things your kids do. And they're going to connect to those things. And then they may be interested in your product along with it. So it's more of like your goal should be that people are more interested in you and who you are and all these other things than just that they want Mary Kay. Okay, so it's maybe a little bit of a mind shift for you to think of it that way. And you're probably doing it already. You're probably posting pictures of you going to your kid's football game, or you making dinner and having a barbecue with the family. So that is your brand right there. But don't feel like, since you're doing your social media now, that you need to change all that and just go all into posting Mary Kay pictures. So people are going to follow you even if they're not interested in your product, just because they like your recipes or what your kids are doing. And when you post, about 80% of your content, this is Facebook that I'm talking about, should be about just connecting, serving people, making people laugh, making people like you and trust you. And 20% should be your business or your products. So it's not going to be Mary Kay 24/7. We do not want to do that on our Facebook pages. But we also don't want to never share our Mary Kay, right? It says 20% there. That means that probably at least once a week, you want to be posting something about your Mary Kay. And it could just be not really a salesy kind of a pitch. It could be you putting on a new lipstick for fall and just saying that I love the fall vibes, that are happening right now as the temperatures are going down. Super excited about this new lipstick. That's ideas that you could just come up with yourself as you're using products and sharing what you love. Or you can use the social media guidelines that Mary Kay has, not the guidelines, the social media posting ideas that we have in the digital social media hub on Mary Kay in Touch. They give you lots of great tips, wording, things that you could post about that will be okay to share, and also just sprinkle in with all of the other fun things that you're doing. But when you are posting, all right, you want to be consistent. And all of us that are sharing today, myself and Bree and Monique, we are all learning to be consistent too. We have not mastered this 100%. It's something we are all learning together. We are all growing stronger in our social media skills. And consistency, like everything else, it's always a challenge to be consistent. But being intentional about your posts and planning it is going to help you be more successful. But always be positive, guys. I hope I don't have to tell you that. Don't post things that are negative. Don't post that things are political or just kind of maybe alienate people. Try to just spread kindness. Try to spread positivity in your posts. If you are, sharing your views on something, people don't want to be looking at their Mary Kay lady as having this more opinionated or negative voice about different things. So keep it positive. Post pictures of you. Really no stock photos. I know Mary Kay has beautiful pictures, and I'm sure it would be so much easier for us to use these beautiful pictures that Mary Kay professional photographers have used, but people just scroll right by them. We have done studies, and people look at that stuff, not at all. But if it's you with a product and you are like holding the dropper of your nourishing oil and you have it like this, like, don't you think that's going to stop people in their tracks? And they're going to want to read, what is she doing? Then if you have a picture of this beautiful nourishing oil on a white vanity with like a leaf on it, right? I mean, it's a beautiful picture, but it's not going to stop the scroll. So think about, what can I post that's going to make people, when they're doing this, stop and read? All right. So that's why it's very important to make it personal. And someone said, I do this on my personal Facebook page. Should it be done on my group page as well? And do you mean like diversifying your content and sharing your life? I'm talking more about the personal page right now. I haven't really talked much about the private group yet. So whatever I was sharing about is most likely I was referring to your personal private page. And we're going to get into the group in just a second. All right, but good question. Okay, so let's talk about the Facebook groups. You may or may not have a VIP group for your customers. I've had a group for a long time. I am guilty as charged, that I was not always posting consistently in this group, especially before COVID. It was something I kind of haphazardly would do. But when I was in lockdown during a pandemic, I definitely started using it more. And it really helps me. I find that every time that I'm posting, I'm getting more sales from it. People are, engaging with me. And think of it like when you post a video of yourself in your group, or, a personal picture or a post about a product, it's like a little commercial, right? You are getting in front of your customers so that they remember you. They can think, oh yeah, I need that moisturizer. Oh yeah, my mascara is getting clumpy. I better call Brie. I need a new one. So it's just a way to get in front of people over and over and over again. Like we said, 65% of the users are on every day. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things about Facebook groups. If you have questions about Facebook groups, just put them in the chat and we will address them. But here's my one quick tip is to be intentional about it. I think one of the hardest things is just getting to it, right? Doing it every day. And you really should post daily. Every day, something should go up in your Facebook group. What might help you be more consistent is to have a theme rather than one day posting about lipsticks, one day posting about, the new holiday products, one day posting about how to put on eyeliner, the next day posting about, a charcoal mask. That's kind of like boom, 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 boom. Your customers are just all over the place, right? And when I was a teacher, we would have a theme and we would talk about the explorers, right? And how they came to America. And we would go into all the different explorers through the week, and we would draw pictures of the explorers, and we would read letters, and we would draw craft projects, so that by the end of the week, it was like everybody really had a good understanding of that concept. So when you're planning your content in your group, maybe pick some themes that you could carry through the week. And you may even have kind of like a schedule that you would post. For example, maybe talk on Mondays where you ask a question like, who is struggling with breakouts, with wearing a mask again? A lot of us have to wear a mask, and a lot of us are getting some breakouts. Let's talk about this week. I want to know who has to wear a mask to work, who has to wear a mask when they're going to church, and make it like an engaging conversation, either on a post or you could make a poll. If you've never tried a poll in your group, that can be a fun thing where you ask a question and you have different answers that people can click on. So, or an engagement post, just a post that asks a question and it's prompting your people to answer you. That's a good way to start out your week and announce sort of like your theme of what you're going to be talking about. And then on Tuesday, you could go into something else, like maybe a Tuesday tip, and you could share how you use a product. Wednesday, you may go live and do more of an in-depth, maybe 5 minutes, but keep it less than 5 minutes, I would say, to just demonstrate a product or teach a little hack about the product, or maybe expand. If you're talking about breakouts, you could talk about 3 products that will reduce the breakouts when wearing a mask. Okay, so solve their problem with whatever you're posting about throughout the week. Thursday, it might be that you have a special promotion, a special offer. Now remember, this is in your private group, and maybe you're going to have like all masks are 20% off, or when you buy a mask, you get a special mask applicator for free. So come up with something fun that you can offer them as a deal for plugging in and watching you throughout the week. Friday, you could do maybe a before and after picture that you share. It could also be a day that you share something that you love about your Mary Kay business. And so that might be sort of a thematic schedule that on Fridays, it's always about share the love of my Mary Kay business and how it's affected you in a positive way. So those are some of my tips on planning the content and you can also schedule the posts. So if you are someone who's like, I don't have time to do that all week long, then actually write down what your ideas are for the week and then go find a picture or make a picture or do a video and then schedule it. You can do the scheduler on Facebook. It's so easy to do. And if you don't know how to do it, just Google it. Say, how do I schedule a post in a Facebook group? And it will show you in that much time. So I really do recommend just being you. Don't feel like your video has to be perfect. Like if you make a mistake, oh, I have to start again. I have consultants that have said like it took them like 30 tries to get the right video. No, people want to see you mess up. They want to see you just being you. It makes them feel more connected to you, right? So don't be afraid to try the live videos and try some things you may not have tried before, like doing the poll or maybe having a giveaway of a special product. If you're going to do a giveaway, I recommend having a number of comments that they need to have in order for you to do the giveaway. So what you can say is when we have 10 comments from 10 different customers, I will do a giveaway of a free charcoal mask or a masking to go set, and you give them like samples of all the different masks that we have. Whatever you want to give it away, make sure it's nothing too expensive. You don't want to break the bank, but people are going to be plugging in to see what you're giving away. You want to advertise it, send them an email, make an event so people know when you're going live, and post it, maybe in your story. I actually totally forgot to talk about stories. I'll go back and talk about that in a second. But you're able to put it out there so people know to go into your group. You want to sort of drive the traffic into this private group that maybe people aren't really seeing. If you're feeling like you're not getting a lot of views, it probably just means that you need to get more people commenting in there. Make sure that you always are replying to people when they comment. It helps to boost the post. Make sure that you're just advertising it, telling people to come on over into the VIP group. You could even text your customers and send them the link to the group again so they remember how to get back into the group. They may have forgotten. So there's different ways that you can try to drive traffic into the group, but don't just think, oh, I'm just going to do it and everyone's just going to see it. Doesn't really work that way. If there's people that you haven't seen in a while, you can actually go to their Facebook pages and just comment a meaningful comment, just saying something about, their kid's first day of school or how their vacation pictures look so wonderful. And when you engage with them more, it's going to make Facebook think like, oh, this person likes their post, probably this person is going to want to see their posts. And so it's going to help the mutual connections between the different people. So make sure that you are doing social interactions with different people. Don't just expect everyone's just going to come see you and you don't have to go see anybody, right? And so stories, let's go back to stories for a second. I have a lot of fun with stories. I actually feel like I do more with stories than I do on my regular posting. And that's an area that I need to grow with. So maybe identify if you've never used stories, then this is a good time to help you grow and learn some new part of Facebook. But basically, when you open up your Facebook on your phone, you're going to see the stories at the top. They're the things that come at the top. So if something's at the top, it's because Facebook wants to push this content out to you. Now, if you start scrolling, then you're going to see your whole news feed. But look at these stories that are right at the top. They're videos, they're just different interactive things. Instagram has this and Facebook too. And if you're not sure about how to create a story, you really just click on your little face right here and it says create. You pick a picture or you have a video. You can make a video too. And then you can add text to it, music, and little stickers. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to go for it. You got to make some stories. Maybe they're not going to look exactly the way you want them to. But when you're doing it in the process of putting it out there, it's going to get better and better with everything you do. And your stories from your Instagram can connect to your Facebook. That's how I do mine. I do my stories on Instagram. And then when I post the story there, it automatically posts it to Facebook. So I'm not actually posting in Instagram and posting in Facebook. They will connect one to the other, which is really nice. It saves time, right? Because you get a 2-for-1 deal when you do it that way. So that's what I wanted to share. And I didn't want to take any more time because you've got some really great things that are going to be coming from Bree and Monique. So let's just check a few comments here. Pre-scheduling is a lifesaver. I'm glad that you guys are good at that because I'm learning. I'm learning how to do better with that. And Beverly says she messes up all the time. Yes, we all do. And it's actually pretty fun, even when I mess up. Yes, that's the right attitude, Angie, because people want to see you being you, right? All right, well, Bree is going to switch gears. We are going to go into something new and exciting. So, Bree, take it away.
Yay. Okay, Reels. Yes. Let's talk about Reels, and we're going to switch platforms, and we're going to switch over to Instagram. And I'm going to pull up my Instagram account on my phone because I'm going to walk you through some really important things. But first of all, I want why should we make Reels, and what is a Reel? Basically, a Reel is a TikTok on Instagram. That's really all it is. It is just a short little video to music. You can add the quotations, what. And here's why they're so important. Post COVID, the Americans' populations, the attention span shrunk. Okay. So now people are really only watching 15 to 60-second videos, long live videos on your personal feed, your personal profile. Nobody sits and watches them. They scroll right on by that. But a 15-second video is about all of the attention that you're going to catch from people. That's what people are watching, 15 to 60 seconds. And so when you're thinking about making the best content that people want to see, they just want to see a short, quick video that's entertaining, and they move on. And that's a Reel, okay? So another thing that another reason why you want to do a Reel is I'm going to pull up my Instagram. And if you look at the very bottom of your Instagram feed, do you know what the middle button is right there? It takes you to all the Reels. That's your first clue that Instagram wants you to make a Reel. And that's your first clue that Instagram is pushing the Reels. They're putting it at like front and center, and they're spending something crazy like $13 billion trying to push Reels out in front of people. Okay. It is shareable. Like if I see my friend do a really cute Reel with the new fall products, all I have to do is click the arrow and it shares instantly to my story. I love those. So it's shareable. It is being pushed by Instagram. And this is the way you're going to get more eyes on your content. So let me just share some numbers with you for a second. I'm going to go to my Instagram profile. The glare makes it hard to see. But anyways, my Instagram profile. And I only have 560 followers. That's not a lot of followers. But my Reels, I have some Reels that have 1,500 views. And I've had a couple Reels have almost 5,000 views. Okay. Let me tell you something. If you make a Facebook post in your private group, and I have like 200 of my private customers in there, I feel it's awesome if 86 people see it. So that's 86 of my 200 customers. I'm getting 1,500 eyeballs on my Reels, and they aren't even my customers. So that's another indication that this is where Instagram is investing their money, and why it's worth spending a little bit of time making an Instagram Reel. Okay. That's the why. All right. Moving on. How does this fit into your Mary Kay business? Okay. What role does a Reel play in your business? Okay. So let's kind of think once again back to the social media guidelines that Mary Kay puts forth in front of us. We are not selling on a Reel. Okay. You're not advertising a sell or promotion to those 1,500 eyeballs. What a Reel does is it's going to make them aware. You're going to make them aware of you, and you're going to make them aware of products. Okay. So go back to kind of the stuff that Bridget was talking about, and your brand and your story. And that's what you want to make people aware of. Okay. So if you look at me, and if you follow me on social media, and go ahead, follow me on Instagram if you want to get some ideas for the Reels that I do. I'm at Bree Stillings. Very easy to find me because it's just straight up my name. I tell a very specific story. So I have cystic acne. I have acne on my chin, adult acne, PCOS. And those are the stories I tell. And when I do my reels about how the skincare has helped me in my struggles, that is the story I tell. That is the brand that I'm creating. And when I do a reel and I get 1,500 eyeballs on that story, then I can start to find the women who relate to those problems, the women who want those problems. Okay. So if you're looking at, what it is that makes you you, if you're riding your bike everywhere, like Bridget was talking about, or your story is having cat eye, the eyeliner every day, that's the story that your reels are going to need to tell. So basically a reel, and here's the key. A reel is how you're going to make other people aware of you and what value you're going to bring to their life. Because a lot of people sit on Instagram reels and scroll through it all day long. But what is going to make them stop on your reel? They need to see a story that resonates with them. And then they're most likely what they're going to do at that point in time. So I'm clicking on reels and I'm scrolling through all these people. And usually something will catch their eye and they'll go like, oh, that's J-Lo, by the way. And then they can click on the name. And it's like, yeah, I want to follow J-Lo. And they click the follow button. When I first started with Instagram during the pandemic, about a year and a half ago, I only had 300 followers. Now I have 550, and that's not a lot. You take all these courses that talk about how they grew their Instagram following to 10,000. But you know what? I don't care about that. And you know why I don't care about that? Because I know that those new followers are all people who are just like me. They resonated with that story and they became aware of me and what I was sharing and what I was teaching. And they wanted to follow me for that reason. So that is what a reel does. That's the role it's going to play in your Mary Kay business, is you're going to make people aware of you. Just make them aware of you and the value that you are going to create. Okay. Because then if they like you and they feel like, oh, she's like me, and they decide to follow you, now they will be able to see your stories. Okay. And when you get into the stories, that's where you can sell a little bit more. That's where you can do more tutorials and more questions and polls and content. And you can interact with people and message people, and they can message you better. But the job of a reel is just to make them aware of you, and you'll find a couple people who actually want to follow you. Okay, so that's the job of a reel. Let people know I'm here and entice them to follow me because I'm going to tell a story. Okay, now let's move on. So that's the job of a reel. It can be very powerful. Like I said, I've grown by 200 people who are interested in my story just in a year, and you can have 5,000 eyeballs on one reel. It doesn't sell. It's not going to sell your product. It's just going to bring people into you to start getting to know you. And then you take it to the next level with all the other social media tools. Okay. So how do you make these reels? Okay. Let's talk about the content. All right. I want you to think back onto what is your story that you're going to tell every single time. It's got to be a story that you feel comfortable talking about for the next 2 years nonstop. What do you want to teach people? Okay. Now, come up with your content. For me, it's acne scars, easy. That's what I talk about all the time. Next, I actually want you to watch reels. So go open up your Instagram, hit that bottom middle button. Oh, I didn't hit the bottom middle button. Hit the bottom middle button and start scrolling through all the reels. And I want you to listen. If you hear the same audio twice, that means that audio is a popular piece of audio. So I want you to go in and save that audio, and I want you to make your own version of that audio, but tell your story. You don't do what they're doing with the audio. You keep the audio the same, but you tell your story. So a lot of times I'll copy all this audio, but then I'll tell a story about acne and about acne scars. Okay. Now let me tell you, so that's how you find stuff that's trending. And all you do, let's just say that I have heard this audio 3 times. I was like, oh, it must be trending. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the very bottom down here where it's telling you the name of the audio, and I'm going to tap on it, and it pulls up. Ooh, got to get my screen just right. Turn this ring light off so you can see. It pulls up the audio, and everybody who's done the audio, if I can get the light just right, you'll be able to see it. I cannot. It's okay. But up there at the top, it says save the audio. I have no idea. I've got the volume turned off, but I'm going to go ahead and save it. You just tap it, and I've saved the audio. So now when I go to create my own reel, I can use her same audio. And that's how you see these trending videos, okay? So that is my advice on how to create content. Find about 4 pieces of audio that you hear over and over and over again. Save them, and then just go in there and tell your own story to that audio. All right, that's how you find content. Great. Let's move on real quickly on how to create a reel. So I'm going to go back to my homepage. It looks like this in the top. And if I'm going to walk you through, it's really easy, 10 steps. If you're taking notes, just jot down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to tell you what to do in that order. But go find a YouTube. I mean, there are so many influencers who have made their own videos about how to make a reel. Just go Google one of them, and it'll show you the images better than I can show you here. Okay, but it's super simple. The first thing you're going to do, you're at your, I'm going to figure this out. Well, you go to your homepage, and the very top, there's 3 little things in the corner. Hit the plus button. It gives you this, and on the bottom, it says you can do a post, a story, or a reel. So I'm going to scroll over to the word reel and tap the reel, and it takes me to this menu where I can create content. Then I'm going to click the audio, and it gives me a lot of different audio to choose from. But remember, I just saved an audio. I'm going to switch over to the saved. Here's everything that I've saved. And I know I just saved this one that I want to recreate, so I'm going to select it.
You still got that little business? You still got that little job?
Oh. And I better turn that off before it has a cuss word in it, because I didn't listen to it. But anyways, that was actually good audio. I might actually use that, talking about having a little job. Anyways, so once you select the audio, it's good. You done, select. Okay, so none. That plus mark was number 1. Number 2, you select the real word at the bottom. Number 3, click the audio, go over to the saved, and pick one. All right, number 4, you're just going to record. You're going to hold this button down, and you're just going to record yourself. And you see that little red line going across the top? That shows you how much you have recorded. And here's where you can just kind of edit back and forth. You can go back. You can watch what you did. If you don't like it, oh my gosh, you can delete that one, do it again. But you can film little pieces back and forth and kind of edit together a video, okay? So number 4, look at your top line and start recording. Number 5, you're going back and forth between. So if I want to film, see that little red line going across? Okay, good. If I like it, then I can just keep going. So I can go back, or I can preview, and I'm all set. I can go back, just keep going back and forth, okay? Number 6, after you're finished recording everything and your little red line is filled up all the way across the top, number 6 is you're going to add text. And the way you do that is you're done here, and you're going to hit the preview. It takes you to this button, and click your letters and just start tapping, okay? Say, I like you. I can't even spell it. I like you. There we go. Okay. I just added some text. Okay. And I'm done with that, but here's a neat feature that you see fancy people do. I like you is right there. And right now I can adjust that white toolbar. So number 7 is you can adjust the white frame. See how I can adjust the white frame across the bottom for where I want my words to drop. So you see some fancy reels that have like words popping up, and words popping up. That's how they're doing that. They're adding words, and then they're adjusting the white frame as to where they want the words to pop up in their video. Step 8, you click next. Step 9 takes you to the share page. And what I recommend at the top is no more than just a one-liner, because when you're watching the reels, you can only see like 5 words. So I usually say like, tap the link in the bio to learn more, or is this your problem? Comment yes. Just something very small in the subject, and then maybe some hashtags, okay? Then here's what's going to save you a ton of time, you can share it immediately, or you can go down to the bottom word where it says save as a draft. I save them as a draft. Now, here is my secret to fame with my, I'm going to discard all of this because I want to show you my drafts. Okay. My secret to fame is that on Sunday afternoons, I'll spend about 30 minutes in my bathroom, and I will create 3 or 4 reels at one time. I change my shirt, I change my earrings, and I just do them one right after another. I've already got a full face of makeup, and I create them all, and I save them all as drafts. Then throughout the week, I drop them into my content. I just dropped one today, so I might drop one on Tuesday. I'll drop one on Thursday, and maybe one on Friday. And on those other days, I'll just put like static pictures, like poses or whatever, and some cute content. But let me show you where now to find all of your drafts. Okay, so you've saved all of these drafts. Now, now you're going to go to your profile, which is the very far where you see your little circle face in the corner. Tap on that, and it takes you, the waffle picture at the top shows you all your posts. The second button over shows you all your reels. And when you get to the reels, that first box right there says drafts. If I tap on that, it shows you all the drafts that I have ready to be published at any point in time. So if I was ready to create this one, I just tap on it and I would hit share right now, but I don't want to. I'm going to wait till Tuesday. So I'm going to go back and save it as a draft. But that right there is how you can batch content. And if you hear a lot of people talk about you batch create, you create a whole bunch at one time. That's how you do it. You save them as drafts, and then throughout I have them sitting here ready to go. I made them all today. You can tell my hair is exactly like it is right now. I have on different shirts and different earrings. That's my secret. That's what I do. I'll make 5 at a time. And that's my secret. And it works. It works for me because that way I don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but I'm constantly, like when I drop these out 3 or 4 times a week, that's how I'm getting my face in front of thousands of other people. And I'm just in my classroom teaching high schoolers while that all is happening. So that is my reels. If you have any questions, put them in the content or drop them there. I'll circle back around and try to answer the questions. But if that was a little confusing on how to create it, I promise you just find a YouTube video who can show the screen a little better on what buttons I was pushing. But once you get the hang of it, it's very easy and you can batch create them.
Thank you, Bree. That was a lot of good information about Reels. And I know a lot of people are new to Reels. So it just helps to have a step-by-step guide, doesn't it? So if you have questions about Reels, go ahead and put them in the chat. They said, it's amazing. I need all your secrets. So that is why we're here. We're sharing our secrets. I have a question about saving drafts. Is it true that you can't save it with the audio and then that you would add the audio? You can save it with the audio?
No, you save the whole thing.
Okay. I wonder if my thing
and it could be I'm setting up the audio first. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I set up the audio and then film it.
Okay. It could be the way that you do it, because the other way that you can do a reel is you can just videotape yourself outside of the reel. Mm-hmm. And like, let's say you're going to do a reel about your trip to Ocean City where we're having our retreat. And let's say you just do short videos all throughout your experience at the fall retreat. And then you want to take some of those little clips and put it to a fun song. you can just clip lots and lots and lots of little short videos that you've already taken within your reel. And sometimes when I try to save it as a draft, it tells me you can save it, but the audio won't be saved. So you just have to, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yes. But I get that notification when I'm trying to save it to my camera roll because the audio is protected. It's copyrighted.
Okay.
But if I just save it as a draft, it
should work.
It works because it's still within Instagram. But if I go in and open the reel and try to save the reel as a video, then it doesn't like to save music to your camera roll because of the copywriting.
I see. And you can save or you can share your reels on your story, your Instagram stories, but it won't go to your Facebook stories.
It will not. So that's why sometimes after I've published it and I've shared it to my story, I will watch my own reel and save it to my camera roll. And then it gives me a file, almost like a TikTok if I saved it. And I can add that. I'll go swipe over to Facebook, and I'll add that to my Facebook story.
Okay. So you can add it like a little video in your Facebook story, but not already. It won't have the words and everything, will it?
It'll have the words. It just depends on which sound you use. If you use like a pop song, it won't save the sound. So it'll just be silent and it'll just have words. So sometimes I'll go in, it's a really long, tricky story, but I'll add it to TikTok and I'll add different music to it in TikTok and then download it as a TikTok because they're two different licensing companies. And then I'll post it into Facebook as a TikTok. But a lot of the reels that have like the audio onto it where you hear like somebody talking, like record yourself doing blah, 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 blah. If they've got that, it's like it's been mixed or recreated, then those don't have copyright issues. You can save those and put them into Facebook just like it is.
Yeah. And so I think her tip was very helpful in the beginning. If you guys didn't catch it, is to because I remember when I was first learning reels, I was like, where are people finding these songs? Where are people finding like these cute little things that everyone's doing? What's trending? And that's when you go, like she said, just hit the reel button and just watch reels. You got to be careful though, because you can get sucked in. And that's why Instagram wants us to do it, is you're going to spend too much time just looking at other people's reels. So the goal is you have to say, all right, I'm going to take 10 minutes. And I know Bree has a schedule where she'll do it on a Sunday evening when her kids are watching a TV show. She'll just scroll on her phone and watch some reels and save audio, save audio, save audio, or save the reel, so that you have a bunch that you can get ideas from and just copy it. So much of what you're going to see on people's stories, their Instagram and reels, just use it as inspiration and make it your own. You do not have to recreate the wheel in any way, but you will save time if you just save their audio and save their ideas and then just use it as your inspiration. Okay. Yep. So that's where everyone's getting this stuff. They're not making it up themselves. They're just getting it from each other.
Yeah. Totally are.
And I know you have to run and do your class. So thank you so much for being on tonight. And we will talk to you soon. And follow Bree. And she said she wanted to give you guys a challenge to make a reel, right?
Yeah, I want to challenge everyone. Go ahead and if you've never made a reel before, make one. Make one and tag me in the comments so I can see it. And I just want to cheer you on, and I'll help share it too. So it'll help boost your algorithm and give you another view on there. But definitely at Bree Stillings.
Okay. Just the name that's on the.
That's it. I kept it very brandish.
Good. So yes, go in there and follow Bree so you can see all the examples of her fabulous reels. And mine too. I'm not as consistent as Bree, but
you're getting so good. I saw yours today. I love it. The retinol one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna copy that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's once you get over the absolute anger and frustration that you're going to feel when you do it for the first 5 times, you're going to want to throw your phone out the window. I promise you, it will get better and you will start to have fun with it. And that's when you have to say, okay, I can't let this take up too much time, because in the beginning, it could take an hour to just learn how to do it. Everything you do for the first time is hard, but then you're going to get better. So, but thank you, Bree.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right,
you.
You're welcome. I'm going to bring up Monique now. And Monique is going to talk to us about Instagram. Go ahead, Monique.
Hello. Thank you guys so much for letting me come talk to you a little bit. I'm so excited. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We're good. Awesome. Well, I learned a lot from Bree. I'm going to be honest. I'm glad that she was able to talk to all of us. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about Instagram too. Some of it will be repeated. She probably already mentioned it. I came in just a little bit late. I was finishing up a class. But basically, I'll just tell you what's been working for me and just little tips that you can implement and things that I found helpful. I know she's probably already mentioned to you that Instagram has announced officially that they are a video-based app now. That was pretty monumental considering Instagram was for the purpose of sharing photos initially. And so now, because they made that announcement and because of the algorithm and all those things, when I first heard algorithm, I'm like, what does that even mean? But basically, they are pushing and boosting video-based content, right? So that includes going live on Instagram. They are going to alert all of your followers that you are live. And so you're going to have more eyes on you. Posting stories is better than actual posts sometimes because people don't feel committed to watch a story. It's a life or death decision sometimes for people if they're gonna like a post or not. It's such a big deal. And so it's not so much about likes, but it's about viewers. How many people do you have watching you? So stories are great because that's a way for you to express yourself and show your personality too. So I like to make people laugh. I like to just be myself and be kind of goofy and funny. And I think that is what draws people because they feel like they're getting to know you better. So just, mix, of course, your Mary Kay in there for your lives. But if you're in the Starbucks line and something funny happens, by all means, just make a story really quick. Take a quick little video. The pressure is less than live because you could literally go to your phone, go to video, and just make sure you keep it to less than 15 seconds. But you could just sit there and be like, you guys, oh my gosh, guess what just happened? And tell something really quick. And it just makes you relatable. It makes you likable. Everybody's been in a Starbucks drive-through line, so it's going to just help viewers feel like they can trust you in whatever you're going to tell them next, which is probably going to be something related to Mary Kay. So that's something good, right? And then also, like Bree mentioned, the reels are really, really important because that is exactly what they're boosting, man. They are pushing the reels. And like Bridget said, it is kind of frustrating. We're not going to sugarcoat it. In the beginning, I cannot tell you, even now, okay, I'll do a reel and if I get mixed up, I'll start doing a double reel and I'm like, what? I didn't want to do that. I have to start over. I'm not saying this to scare you because if you know, right? Once okay, this will be this is unusual for me. I'm getting used to it. So go into it with that mindset of everything you do the first time is difficult, but it will get better. And then the results are going to be so great because people love reels and they play them twice in a row, right? And then people sometimes will scroll back to watch it again and all those views count. And it just helps Instagram know hey, people are liking her stuff. So we're going to make sure that we, make sure more people are seeing this, which is what we want. And like Bree said, it's not necessarily anything that's going to bring you tons of business. I'm not sitting here to say you're going to sell $1,000 from your real girlfriend as soon as you put it out there tomorrow and you get a certain amount of views. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that it puts it out there. It reminds folks that you are doing Mary Kay and it shows them what we have available because Mary Kay, I always say, we don't have commercials. It is up to us. We are essentially brand ambassadors, right? Instagram made it cool to be a brand ambassador. Well, guess what? We're the OG brand ambassadors. We've been doing this for years. And so we're just sharing what is available to people. It's selling or it's telling, not selling is what I like to say sometimes if you get in your head about it. But we're telling people and showing them really in a video-based format what we have available. So that's something I like to always talk about. Video, video, video. Going live, and I'm talking to myself because I need to go live too. But stories and reels. And like Bree said, just find an audio. I follow a lot of other Mary Kay consultants, and if I like something they do, listen, I'm stealing it. I love it. You know, it's a form of flattery. I love her. I want to be like her. So I'll find people. I'm like, okay, so she did this. I'm gonna try that. You know, and don't reinvent the wheel. I love the idea about spending 10 minutes on a Sunday to find what's popular and just saving it so that you have it to work with. I really like that. I've done that too, Bree, where I sat there and I did two different ones for two different type of reels, and I just changed my shirt and earrings. And I was like, there you go. And then you'll have the content ready. I will also mention too, I think it's nice when you have a catchy name on Instagram. This is just something I found helpful. So my name on Instagram is Radiate Beauty with Monique. Now, this is great because that's what, when people know your profile, it's like you're already giving them a taste of what you're about, right? And there's nothing wrong with your name, nothing wrong with it at all. But I'm just saying, in my case, I have found that when you say Radiate Beauty with Monique, my name's there. So they're like, okay, that's her. Well, what does she mean? She does something about beauty. Cool. Let me see what that's about. And they're more likely to go see what you're about, right? So the Instagram profile is important. Find a good picture of yourself that you like, something that you feel like embodies you. And I have a picture of me and my son up there because I'm a single mom, and that's something that I do want people to know because that's who I am. That's why I work the way that I work, because it's for me and my son. And then I also put up there, because your bio is so important, you guys. That's the little snippet, man. When people can look in, they can peek through the curtain and they've got like a 30 seconds to like kind of figure you out. That's what the bio is. And so the bio is important. And so I put up there my name, Monique, and I put beauty boss mom. And so, because that's what I am. That's what I want to be, right? And then I decided to put like what I am. I put women's advocate. You know, you don't have to put that. You can put something else. But to me, that is what I'm really passionate about, is helping other women get to make the choices that they would like to make. That is important to me. And so I would like to make sure that I am putting that out there. A women's advocate. It's also catchy because then they're like, she's a women's advocate. What does she do? So, you know what I mean? Now they're staying on my page longer, which Instagram also, by the way, is picking up on, that people are staying on my page longer because they want to know what I'm about. That's what we want. More viewers, more time watching. And then just a quick little blurb. I help women discover their true potential from anywhere. And then there's a cell phone behind it, right? To help them understand you can do it from their phone. And then it says, start living your dream life today, right? So that is on purpose because I want them to know I have something that's an opportunity that I can offer them. I want them to click that link that I have there. I want them to scroll through my page and see what it is exactly that I'm talking about. What am I offering them? Okay. And then I have a link where they can click to get a free virtual makeover. And so that's just a little something. You don't have to do that. You can just go ahead and put your marykay.com/website. You know, that's fine too. But just a little blurb. So think about that. What is it that you want them to know right away? What are you offering them? You know, what is it that you can help them with? You know, because to the normal person in regular life scrolling on Instagram, you are the expert. Yes, ma'am, you are. I know you don't feel like it because sometimes I don't even feel like it, but we are the experts. You know why? Because Mary Kay makes us the expert. We're not making this stuff up. They give us an amazing top 5 global beauty brand. It's product that we get to share with the women. And so, of course, we have something to offer. And if you don't know everything, that's okay. Nobody wants to be bored on Instagram. They don't go there for, this isn't Wikipedia. They're not going there to read up on stuff like that. This is just to grab their attention and to help them see you as someone who can help them as a beauty expert, or as like Instagram likes to call it, a beauty influencer, which is what we are as well. Now, another important thing I always like to talk about is hashtags, the importance of hashtags. Now, you guys, I'm going to be real. I didn't understand the importance of hashtags for a long time. Okay, I remember I have a friend who is a eyelash extensionist. She has her own salon, and she was talking to me a couple years ago about hashtags. Didn't quite get it. Okay, wasted some time. So I'm gonna do you a favor and let's talk about hashtags because they are so important. Hashtags is like the Google search engine. Okay, Hashtags are how people find you. So your hashtags have got to be more than nothing wrong with hashtag my MK life. Nothing wrong with that. But I got to be real with you. The people searching hashtag my MK life are usually beauty consultants, and we're looking for new clientele to join my team, to try products with me, to come to my page, right? That's what we want ultimately. And so I've got to broaden my hashtags to make sure I'm not just saying hashtag Mary Kay Boss Babe, hashtag my MK Life, hashtag career conference, hashtag seminar 2021, hashtag pink Cadillac. These are things that other Mary Kay people are going to search for sure. Of course we do. But to broaden it, you've got to include things that are popular and hot at the moment. So I'm going to list off some examples. So hashtag 6-figure chick. Don't ask me. I don't know why these are popular. These are the popular ones. So people are looking for this. This means that if someone types in hashtag 6-figure chick, boom, your post comes up right away. Okay, amongst others, but your post is going to come up. And so now, if they're looking for a 6-figure chick, or they're looking to see who's into making 6 figures or what have you, this is just an example, then they are going to click on that post, and now they're on your page, and they can get to know you and determine whether or not would they like to follow you. Do they want to know more? And that's how you're going to gain momentum on your page. So that's just an example. Hashtag 6-figure chick. I'll name off a couple. Hashtag do it for yourself. You know, we're in a DIY society. People do like to do it for themselves. And we're offering and showing them how they can do all their beauty needs, essentially, pretty much from home themselves. Hashtag do it for yourself. Hashtag entrepreneurial mindset. There's a lot of people out there, guys, that really want to be entrepreneurs. It's so trendy to be an entrepreneur right now. Didn't used to be. It is right now. So hashtag entrepreneurial mindset. Hashtag go getter. Hashtag gold digger. Hashtag growth mindset. Hashtag hustle hard. Hashtag grow your business. Hashtag success mindset. Hashtag start your own business. Hashtag business mentor. Hashtag boss babe tribe. Hashtag business chicks. Hashtag dreamers and doers. Hashtag female business owner. Look at all these. So many. So many. Okay. And that's like half of what was on my last post. So these are so important because people who are searching, let's just say someone who wants to grow their business, they put in that hashtag, your post is going to come up. Somebody puts in business mentor, maybe they're looking for a business mentor, you're going to come up. Somebody puts in success mindset, growth mindset, savvy business owners, female business owners, they're going to see you. And that's what we want. We're trying to grow our circle. We are essentially networking online with these hashtags. So important, you guys, to use them and to use them beyond just, I'm not saying don't use hashtag MyMKLife. I'm saying just also use these in addition to it. Okay, so that is something that I have found really, really exciting. And absolutely, yes, I can put these hashtags, make sure that we're gonna all be using them. Yeah, for sure. I will, I guess I don't know if I'll put it, can I put it in the chat? Or I'll put it in the chat, I guess, as we're closing, or I'll put it on box or however, but I'll make sure you guys get it. Because yeah, for sure. Those are like really helpful.
I think
Are
she's
you
asking
talking?
more,
Oh,
I'm thinking she's asking more of a question of like, is it possible for us to put them in the notes and then copy and paste them?
you know
Not
what?
for her, but yes, that is the fast way to do it, Sherry.
Yes.
Because one thing I've learned is you can't copy stuff on Instagram. Like if you like someone's wording, you can't highlight it and copy it.
I
You know,
know. I
annoying.
hate that.
Yeah. So you can't copy other people's hashtags either. So you would almost have to, if you like someone's hashtags, you need to get your notebook out or open up your notes or whatever. I don't know how you would do it, but you would be able to write them into your notes that way and copy someone else's work, not a copy paste. And then you can then copy from your notes and paste them into your comments. So yes, so that you don't have to copy them out every time. And you may have some that are more for like, if you're doing like a skincare video, or if you're doing a makeup video or a makeup post, or if it's more about the business and opportunity or just about your life. So you may have a couple different sets that you could then pull from. And someone else had a question about hashtags. Yeah, so probably you can answer that.
Yeah, I was gonna say for my posts, then all those hashtags will go on. Yeah. Or if not all, like something like that. Like I might not like there's too many to count on this one post that I brought up to use as an example. There's too many hashtags.
I
Let's
think
just
you
say
can
there's
use
20.
30. I think you can use
Yeah,
up to 30.
yeah. So,
So,
however many
mhm.
that you want. Yeah, exactly. Hmm.
So then, yeah. And so Beverly, like if you were doing something about doing stuff with your kids, you can use hashtags about, first day of school or, first grade life or mom
Hmm.
of teenager, those types of hashtags. So you could change it up and not make, but it could still say my MK life or work from home
Hmm.
or side hustle mom, things
Hmm.
like that in those hashtag posts for that post. Good
Hmm.
question. And people are happy with that answer. Okay. So, Monique,
Yay!
anything else? I was thinking about, could you mention, and we didn't even talk about this, anything about highlights? Do you know anything about the highlights on Instagram?
You know, I I have them. I did not put them there. I don't know how to do. I'm learning how to do the highlights.
Mhm.
I had someone help me with the highlights, and I'm so excited for her to teach me because here's the thing. I want to know how to add to well, now that the highlights are there, I think I can add to it easy. But
Mhm.
getting them there, I do need some clarification. But once
Yeah.
I get that clarification, I'll share it. Yeah.
And she brings up a good point that and for me too, I didn't understand how to set up the highlights, but I asked my teenager to do it. So my highlights were done by my daughter. So some of this stuff, it might be good to ask a friend, phone a teenager, or someone who is better at this than you, and say, "How do you do that? Can you show me how you do it?" And it may only take them 5 minutes, 10 minutes to show you, and then you're like, "Oh, okay, I got it." Or like we said before, just Google it. How do you set up the highlights on your Instagram profile? And then there you go, you'll have it. But
Yeah.
basically, it's just to give people like a little snapshot of those 5 pillars of content that you want to share. I mean, that's really what it is. It's like the 5 key things that people would want to follow you or get to know you for. And like Monique has, what does she have? The goods. That's what she calls the products and the opportunity. And what does that one say? My MK
Mom
life.
life,
Oh, mom
mom life,
life, and then goals
hashtag
and
goals, and then workouts.
yeah.
Hmm.
So it could be other things like inspirational quotes, Bible verses,
Hmm.
things that you do on the weekends. You like to go hiking. It could say, outdoor fitness, and you can click on the videos and the pictures that relate to that topic. So people kind of get a little vision of who you are, and it's not, Mary Kay 24/7. So that's what the highlights are. So
Hmm.
anything else that you wanted to talk about Instagram, Monique? Um,
You know, I
oh,
think I oh
say one
I
other thing
did
about
want to say one thing too about the comments. So when people comment on your post, you need to
Mhm.
make sure that you like it and that you reply back because that means it's like all the big Instagram who've got like 100,000 followers. It's like either they're doing it or they got somebody going through, and it's like because it builds a relationship or trust with the person. So like if they comment, like this one girl put cute pic. I hearted it, but then I also have to reply to her, say thanks, girl, or something cutesy, whatever. Just reply to her so she knows that you are thankful. She commented, she took the time to comment. And then, that can open up. That's also, you guys, this is like online warm chatter too. Because if she's commenting on my post, I'm looking at her like, okay, she's watching me. Let me talk to her a little bit. Maybe I can direct message her and just, catch up on life a little bit. And then, offer her a free seasonal facial or what have you if she's already an existing client or if she's not. So
Mhm.
that's important to commenting on people's posts. So yeah,
And
I
then I
think
want
I
to
covered
talk
most.
about your hold on, not this. You have such beautiful pictures on your Instagram. And those just don't happen, right? You don't walk around looking like a model every day.
No.
So, how do you do that? How do you make sure that you have good pictures of yourself?
So yeah, exactly. So you guys, I don't look like that all the time. So thankfully, I have a portrait mode on my phone. So let's just say that I am feeling my makeup that day and it worked out for me. And I'm like, let me throw on a cute outfit. And like if I'm going with friends, I'll have girlfriends take pictures of me in a portrait mode, especially if you're outside, and it will deliver a really good quality photo where it looks like a photo shoot. Like one of my, I think the main picture when you click my link in my bio, it looks like it was a photography, like a photo shoot. It was not. My friend Kristen, I give her all the credit. It was her backyard, and that worked. You know what I mean? So just any little cute outfit, just be intentional with taking photos of yourself when you're like looking in your mind. You're like, okay, I'm really looking the part. I'm feeling beautiful. Let's document it. Take a quick photo. And it doesn't have to be anything big. Now, if you would like for it to be, something more, then of course you could do a cute little photo shoot. You could do that anywhere. Like, and it could be with a friend. It doesn't have to be something professionally done. But it's also so fun. I did not realize that all these young girls do that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. This is why they do this. It is like an experience. It's like an outing. You get to go, you bring your favorite clothes, and you're like, okay, I'm changing to this shirt, and then I'm going to change these here. And then it's just it is fun. It takes some time to do, but then you've got content for months because, of course, you're not going to go up there on Instagram and put all of them. No, no, no. You're going to put one at a time, and then with some positive quote, then maybe a product. I worked with a social media lady that was excellent at helping me know presets are nice. So the lighting on your photos matters. So that's something to know too. Make sure you've got great lighting, and then also like having a pattern. So when people see the first 9 pictures on Instagram, that's the caption of you. You'll notice that they see their bio, and you see the person's bio, and you see the first 9 photos. And so having a pattern and being consistent, that's nice too. These are things I've learned. So maybe it might be a product picture, or me with a product, a picture of just me out in the sunflower field or whatever, and then maybe a positive quote. And maybe the same thing, me with a product, me and Noah, and then another quote, something like that. It's like a pattern that apparently Instagram likes that too. So just little things to consider getting it a pattern. But I don't want to like make it like a big fuss, just do the best you can do. We'll have part 2 class next time. But yeah, Lightroom app is definitely good for getting a good preset and just changing the lighting on your photos to make it beautiful and consistent.
Yeah, and like she said, these are more advanced Instagram things. And that's why we said in the beginning, if you're just learning Facebook and you're just wanting to focus on Facebook, then don't worry about any of these things right now. Do not feel like you need to start doing all of these things. But we mentioned the Lightroom app, and we mentioned about patterns in your posting and the highlights, just because some of you are already doing a lot with Instagram. And this is just going to enhance what you're already doing to make it even more professional and get more people looking at what you're doing. Not everyone is ready for reels. Not everyone is ever going to do a reel. But if you're ready for that because you've done, some posting on Instagram already and you just want to try something new, that might be for you. But I think just to kind of go back to a couple of the most important things, make sure you have good lighting. Like Monique said, make sure if you're looking good, just grab that picture of yourself that day, but make sure it's got good lighting. Use that portrait mode if you have it on your phone. It'll make it look professional. Follow other people to get ideas. Watch how they post. Watch the hashtags that they do. So much of what we do, we just copy from other people. And then if you want to grow your followers on Instagram, you have to go follow other people. So go find other people. When you're out talking to people, ask if they're on Instagram, because if you follow them, you will most likely have them follow you back. And then the other way that one other tip that I learned from someone else, they said that if you are looking for more engagement, more followers, go to someone who is kind of very popular in your kind of same vein, all right? Somebody who is similar to you, right? So that the people that follow them would probably want to follow you too. And what you can do is go into their feed and make a meaningful comment, not just like a thumbs up or an emoji, but really like look at her post and comment about how her post affected you and how you related to it. Well, other people that are looking at her post, like let's say she gets 1,000 people looking at that post or commenting, she gets 1,000 comments. If they are looking through the comments and they see your meaningful and interesting comment, they may say, well, who is this chick? Click on you and say, oh, that looks interesting. And then they want to follow you too. So that's the way to get more followers that I had never thought of before. Is just find other people and make those meaningful comments, and then other people are going to find you. So it's very different from Facebook. We're not sending friend requests, but we are getting people to see us and then pop over and see what we are all about. So I hope those ideas helped you. Anything else, Monique, that I left out that you wanted to say?
That was perfect. I was actually so glad you mentioned that, because I was doing that too recently, and then you get more followers that way, because it's true. Go to something that interests you, like if it's a beauty something, or because the people who are commenting on that post are already interested in beauty. So if you comment, and this goes back to your profile name, which I just thought about too. When I comment, it immediately says Radiate Beauty with Monique said, whatever, whatever. And I put, oh, I love that place. I love here. So immediately people are like, who's that? Radiate Beauty with Monique. So that's just a little something to think about too, as opposed to, whatever, because then they're a little bit more like, oh, so this person is a beauty person too. Let me click this and see what she has to say, because she's obviously there for a reason, to learn more about beauty. So anyway, yeah, I love that. Doing that, going to other people, commenting. Yeah, that's important.
And that,
I think
a reason to have your name be something a little bit different, because it does set you apart from, if you just had Monique Brown, they might not be as curious to click and see who is this Radiate Beauty with Monique person, and why is she commenting on this person's feed. I could see that. That's smart. Lots of little tips, lots of fun things to learn. Please, guys, thank you for watching. We don't want you to feel like, I have so much to do. Just take your notes and figure out one thing that you want to improve upon. And if it's something that you're already doing, probably that's a good place to start, and just enhance it, just improve it. But go be social, get out there and connect with people, make a difference, serve people, don't just sell, and go have fun with it. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a powerful week.
Bye, guys.